It's Uncle Nephew, baby.
All right, y'all. All right, I know y'all been missing us, man. Y'all been missing us. Uncle Nephew podcast, Unc with a K, because we kings around here. It's your boy, Nephew Jerrel Beamon. Over here we got...
Really, man?
What?
Get closer, Ray.
Really?
What's going on?
You what is this?
Oh, the outfit?
What is this?
Nah, dude, that just shows we're in sync. This wasn't planned.
This looks like you're a plant, man.
This wasn't planned, man. Look, you got the scarf. You got the scarf. I don't got the
my
scarf.
shirt.
That's yeah, and then his
This
shirt.
is
Look,
Burberry.
Johnny's shirt
we're all
matches
tied.
the scarf a
We're tied
little
together.
Oh
bit.
yeah, we brand new, y'all.
Layla's distinct, but yes.
Yeah,
This is Unc over here, and before I introduce our lovely guest, I do want to say we've been on a little hiatus season break, but the channel's actually been gaining views and traction while we have not been posting, mainly thanks to Cat Williams. Our Cat Williams video from months ago blew up. Thank you. So, we are back with an episode with a very lovely, funny comedian, my homegirl, Leyla Ingalls. What's up?
Hi, guys.
Hey.
After I gave her the homegirl intro, she just got all suburban.
I've always been suburban.
What's up, though? We happy to have you. You of
Thank
course.
you.
We letting the viewers know we did this before. You were on this couch getting interviewed before, and that episode is lost media. It
will come out
gone.
someday.
It will someday
It's
when you're a
okay.
star. It's just gonna.
Yeah, it will leave.
The last episode.
The first half, yeah.
I was in the middle.
You were in the
first
middle
time.
last time.
I do have to say, I feel way more comfortable over here.
Yeah, in the middle it was odd. Us
Yeah.
arguing in between.
Yeah, I was just
It's my
like,
fault. I set it
whole
up.
time.
I just wanted to see.
Y'all did. We in a group now, huh?
And look, y'all, and y'all can finally see Johnny's face now.
This is bad.
We've always
This is
just
bad.
shotted him out. Y'all had no idea
You
what he
see
looked
it,
like.
man.
This is
Nobody
the man.
knew.
This
That's
is
the
Like
guy
some
behind the
weird type
scenes.
of Charlie's Angels thing. Now you know who Charlie is.
Yep.
So.
We know.
For
But
sure.
yeah, Layla,
Johnny's Angels.
we're happy to have you on, man. That last interview we did, it was the week before you went to Austin, Texas.
yeah, I wasn't as famous.
You were
Yeah.
not as
I-
famous.
So
You were not as famous.
So you were talking about going. You were nervous. How was it? And just kind of talk about what you did once you got there, because the people that haven't seen it don't even know yet. But
Okay,
explain
Austin.
famous.
Explain famous? No, I'm not really famous, but I'm working on it. But Austin was amazing. It went way better than I expected. I thought I was just going to go out there and do a bunch of open mics, which is what I did. But then, I got on Kill Tony, and then that exploded.
Right.
And then I got the secret show, so then I was on a...
So explain to the people what Kill Tony is, because I didn't know really none of, even though I've been in comedy.
Yeah.
He's not the
There's-
target demo. He was
Yeah,
on-
I'm not the target
No.
demo. You know, I'm on some other show.
We don't watch them.
Yeah.
yeah.
So go ahead and break that down for people so they know who Kill Tony is affiliated with, and that will help bridge the gap.
Yeah. So Kill Tony is the #1 live podcast in the world. It's run by Tony Hinchcliffe, famous comedian Tony Hinchcliffe, and it's an open mic, but it's unique in the way they have like over 200 people sign up, and they do bucket polls. So it's an open mic, and there's probably I'd say 7 bucket polls an episode, but it gets millions of views on YouTube. So if you go on Kill Tony and you do well, they'll give you a big custom-made joke book, which is super dope. But then if they really like you, Red Band, the producer, will ask you to be on his secret show. And he owns a comedy club, and he does that show on Thursdays. So if you do well, you'll get a spot on that show. And the first time I was on, I didn't do well because it was my second open mic ever, and I was so nervous. But then a year later, this past November when I went on, it went so much better. And I was so happy, and I got a spot on the secret show. And so that was amazing.
How was the secret show?
It was cool. Definitely, I don't want to talk shit about Sunset Strip, but
Okay.
it's not as cool as the Mothership for sure. It's it wasn't built to be a comedy club.
Mhm.
So it's almost just
It has really high ceilings.
yeah, you were in there, right?
Yeah, it has really high ceilings.
Yeah, that's not.
So it's
typically
hard
ideal.
it's hard to capture the laughter. It's a fun club though. The set is awesome. I love what they did with the stage and stuff.
Yeah, it
But
looks...
it's kind of like an old music hall, but if the ceilings weren't so high, it would be it'd be a lot better. The acoustics just aren't amazing in there, but it's still a great club.
Yeah.
A lot of people, because the one thing you didn't say about Kill Tony, which is the main thing of it is, and I don't know if you knew this, Ray, they're given just 1 minute
Right.
to just be
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
It's 1 minute, 60 seconds, go.
Right.
That's it. That's like if a chick just only gave you just 1 minute to just go on her, bro. Could you do it, Could you do it 1 minute?
Could you do it in 1 minute?
You guys should sign up. Let's go to Austin. Let's take a trip down there. We'll do a podcast while we're in town.
Here's the thing. People been telling me, yo, you should try to get on the show and all of that. But it's like, I don't know, bro. It's
Why?
especially my bits are longer bits.
You just gotta pick
And then
one,
those
dude.
dudes,
Cut the
they're
fat.
cool, but they're wild. You know, I'm gonna end up saying some stuff.
That's good.
They're-
It's gonna be wild, because they was wild on you. I don't know if you saw the interview, because you did good, but your interview was getting, especially shout out Red Band, but damn,
That
he was
dude
just
is crazy. Huh?
he was perving, dog. I was
Yeah.
like,
But
Jesus.
they're all kind of like affiliated with Joe Rogan too,
Yeah,
right?
the Rogan Sphere, right?
Ray
Yeah,
got me
it
straight-
is.
straight
It is.
closer, Yeah.
It was I've been a fan of the show for years, so I watch it and then I see like people in the interview what they do that's cringy or what doesn't go well on the show. So I was like, just be honest and be passive. Like only spoke when spoken to and only answer like honestly and be myself, because a lot of people will go on there and try to roast Tony Hinchcliffe and like tell him he seems gay or something, and that usually bombs.
He does seem like that. That's
Yeah.
just truthful. That's not funny. That's just the truth.
Well, that's like his whole
Yeah.
act
he,
too.
he
That's
looks
his
like
whole
he
thing.
kisses prostitutes. That's,
Whoa.
that's what he looks like, bro. But look, if I would have said on the show, would have bought, because they're all his fans and shit. You know, and I'm just that type of nigga. That's who I am. You passive and shit, but I'm not, bro. I'm
Well,
a wild.
I'm watching it. It's a wild
wild
experience.
vibe.
out
Yeah,
How many people are in that crowd, like, for that, the night you did it?
I think the room that they do it in, it seats like 300 something,
Something
right?
like that. Yeah, about
300 something.
Yeah,
there. So
over
for the
300.
people that don't really understand what's going on, Austin is one of the hotbeds of comedy today. So
Yeah,
a
it's
lot of people migrate down to Austin, Texas now, and there's like a plethora of comedy clubs in Austin where people are like trying to catch a break now too, other than New York and LA.
It's certainly
Mm-hmm.
the newest one, I would say. Certainly the newest one.
Right.
But Chicago and New York, LA, those are the other three. I don't even know. if you can
Atlanta's
do-
one.
Atlanta,
Well, if you're
right,
if you're a
Atlanta.
black comic,
Yeah.
Atlanta's one.
Yeah.
Atlanta's the one.
Atlanta's like Black Hollywood.
It's Black
now.
Hollywood. Yeah, but those are like 5 hubs
Right.
of comedy. And Austin is definitely one. Joe Rogan has definitely helped elevate it to that level. Open the mothership. Do you end up getting time at the mothership while you were down there, like in terms of the open mic and everything?
yeah. I got on the open mic at the mothership too, and I got to perform in their smaller room and do 3 minutes. Their open mic is just 3 minutes.
Hey, let's
But,
give it up. Yeah.
Thank you.
He started a clap earlier, but he didn't go through with
Yeah,
it. And I was like,
I didn't want to interrupt.
I
didn't
hope
wanna
Jerrel
interrupt.
gets that later when he's editing this.
I'll see
I hope
it.
you see it. Yeah, yeah.
Like this,
He almost did it.
Not
So
Yeah.
what people, I hope what they peeped is that you really, first time you did it, because here's what a lot of people will say or have been trying to say to negate the fact that you popped on the show. It's like, oh, she really popped because she's young and pretty and just went viral. But you done the show before. It was your second time ever on stage, but you had already done it. And that was just here and there. That was a set that was, a part of the show. But, you didn't
Yeah.
go viral or no shit. But this time you came more correct in your set. And you studied how the interviews are with everybody else. You just even said it. You saw what doesn't work during the interview, and you saw what does work. So kudos to you
Thank you.
for preparing and being ready for that moment. Because some people, when they get that moment,
Be like,
Yeah, and I know. And I felt bad because I didn't know the guests. I was like super, part of it is like, oh, who the fuck are the guests on this week? And you might be doing stand up in front of your favorite comedian in the world. And I didn't know Greg Fitzsimmons or Dave Smith, but being on that episode actually put me on to Dave Smith. And I really fuck with him now. People are going to get mad at me for not knowing Greg Fitzsimmons. I'll look him up.
He's great.
I'm sure he's
So-
great.
He is.
what inspired you to start doing comedy?
Well, I've always been like a real goofy, weird person. But in high school, I started getting really into stand-up specials and stuff. And I was like I started going to shows as soon as I turned 21 and could get into clubs and stuff. But yeah, I've seen like all my favorite comics live, which is amazing. And then I just started writing jokes in a notebook like senior year of high school. And then I had a notebook
So
full
some
of
of
them.
those jokes that you do now, you were doing in high school?
I had them written down in high school.
Well, you have to see this young lady perform to understand what I'm saying, because you have some real raunchy, polite. You're like the most raunchy,
This nigga's trying to be all clean and put.
She's a polite,
You trying to be all
raunchy
clean with your
comedian.
question?
What is this,
You're all
Conan?
nasty, raunchy. Just say that she does pussy jokes. Just say the word.
No, I'm not going to
Just
say that.
say it.
You say it.
Just
I'm
say
not going to say
You trying to
it.
act all proper for all the white people that are going to be watching
No,
this
I
episode.
am a proper person.
Because he
I
knows,
was
like, she
brought
got
up-
all these white dudes that follow her. They about to be watching. He's like,
yeah,
so
I don't
how
want to know. Do you?
do you and your material, did
Then
it
the
come
young
from
boy
high
come
school?
over here.
And-
So tell us about the pussy joke.
It's about we getting it out the way. Look, Cat Williams has established 2024 is about getting the shit out the way.
Yeah.
We're just keeping it real.
So did you start off with the exotic material or
Exotic.
I got to clap now.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep
Stop.
I'm gonna use my thesaurus, damn it.
Oh God, just finish your question.
So did you start off
Yeah.
writing like that, or did it kind of morph into that over time?
No, I've always been a pretty raunchy, exotic broad, I'd say.
She's throwing the
I mean-
language back.
Yeah.
I'd say in high school, you're a little more like hypersexual than now. I think I've chilled out a little bit now.
Oh,
no,
for
but
sure.
my jokes were god awful. Like most of them. There's like 2 jokes from my first notebook of writing things down that I've kept. Everything else is pretty much trash. Like they're worse. They're raunchy still, but like just terrible structure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bad. Yeah, bad jokes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you said you went and saw live comedy first before you really did comedy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I remember you said I was hosting a Don't Tell show in Beaver Creek at the shoe shop or whatever we was at. And apparently you were in the crowd. You were a crowd member that night.
That was the first time I ever saw you and saw you do comedy. And then my friend was like, "Oh, I went to high school with him." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And then I remember the first time I did the Sunday comics at Wiley's, you were there, and I was like, "Oh, that's the guy from Don't Tell."
That was indeed the guy from Don't. You weren't racist. It wasn't a different black guy.
It wasn't the black
It
guy
was
from
the
Don't
same-
Tell.
I was just gonna say, who was your first comedian you saw live? Because that'll reflect really your taste a little bit. Because the first show matters. You know, like who was it?
The first like one of my like dream shows, like seeing a comedian
You're
I
now
love.
saying that straight up first one once you turn 21 and you
That-
went and buy a
Okay,
ticket to
okay.
comedy
What's the one
show.
that stuck out
who,
for you?
Who did you see? Okay,
Yeah.
you can say who stuck out, but who was the first? I really want to know who was
Okay,
the first
okay.
comedian you saw live.
Okay, so my first live actual comedy show
Yes.
was Theo Vaughn.
Okay.
It was Theo Vaughn.
What was the
I
venue?
died.
What was the venue?
so good.
That's what
What's
Johnny
the
said.
venue?
It was the Liberty Funny Bone.
Okay.
Liberty Funny Bone. I saw Theo Vaughn. And then I've seen like all my favorites. And the one that stuck out the most is probably the first time I saw Mark Norman. I've seen him like 3 times now because I just couldn't believe like how many laughs he got per minute. It was insane.
Yeah.
Like I've never gotten tired of laughing at a comedy show.
Just
And I was like,
multiple tags on top of tags, like of the jokes.
yeah, he's like a comedy robot. It's crazy to watch. But that really stuck out to me. And then do you guys know Jessica Kirson?
Yeah, she
Kirson?
does.
Kirsten, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was also probably the hardest I've laughed at a comedy show. Was her show.
She do crowd work when you were there?
Yeah, like half of her whole 45 minutes was crowd work.
I heard
good at it.
she just dropped a new special this week, and I heard it's all crowd work, and it's really good.
Yeah.
Someone was just telling me.
And it's not
Yeah.
that lame crowd. Look, and it's not that lame crowd work shit that some of you goofy ass motherfuckers at home be doing.
Are you talking about Ali?
It's not some of
2024.
and y'all
We
know
ain't
who
having
y'all are. We've been on those shows with you, and you up there with that bullshit. Like, oh, so how long have you guys been dating? Get the fuck off
Call
stage,
out.
bro.
Call
Write
out.
some material, bro.
Coming hard this year.
2024. Put a name
are
on
you?
it, guys.
2024.
Coming hard this shit.
Nephew's not having it, man.
Beijing love.
Get that. You a fat phase online, goddamn. But no, you cut it
We're
out.
not going to talk about Phaser. We're not gonna. One of the weirdest shows we've ever been a part of. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that was weird.
Jarrell
but hey,
was-
he's a
Jarrell
cool
was like,
nigga,
what
bro.
do we do? I'm like, we don't do shit. We get the hell out of here.
He's cool. All them dudes are cool. I was speaking on. Y'all know who I was speaking on. Ain't gonna say no names.
Jerrel Beamon with the first local beef against.
Let's go, dude.
Don't know who you
We
are.
don't know who.
You know
I'm
who
like
you
a
are.
local rapper
The
that
first
disses
local beef.
other local rappers.
Yeah.
You're like, who are you talking about?
You know who you are.
But no, that's good though. You really got to. So I'm assuming if you were studying the interviews to Kill Tony, you going out seeing live comedy, you had to have been kind of studying, watching. Like, dang, how are these guys doing it? Or were you just a fan at the time, not really?
I was a fan that was secretly taking note in my head of like how it works because I was way too shy. I've been super shy my whole life.
Right.
I still get so nervous before I go on stage. There's so much I want to do and like bits I want to do, but I'm still not confident enough to like actually commit. So it's a work in progress, but yeah, I was just so shy. And then I was in Austin 2 years ago and I was like, open mics are everywhere and people are going up and sucking, getting 0 laughs.
Yeah.
Let me just read out of my notebook and see if I
Gave
get
you
laughs.
the courage.
It did. It did.
One
And
thing about different hubs that you will learn or most people learn.
Get the mic a little closer, bro.
Damn, this shit. You want me to just stick it in my mouth?
I'm holding
No.
you accountable this time.
Nobody wants you to see. That's
Yeah.
what Cat Williams was talking about.
Yeah, I
No.
don't
You
want
stick it in your mouth, you'll make it to
I'm
Hollywood.
like, what type of initiation is this? Why y'all keep wanting me to put this
Johnny's
mic?
like, do you want this podcast to take off or not?
Well-
Put the mic closer to your mouth. Like, what
you-
does this mean?
You don't have to
wait.
put it closer, but you do have to talk into the circle and the yes.
Right there.
Oh, okay, yeah, you were kind of doing it like a rapper.
Yeah, you were talking.
Yeah.
You're holding the gun
Turn me
sideways.
up. Turn me up, Joe.
One thing I don't like about Cat Williams.
Cut me up.
Yeah, you're like, that's practically what he was doing. But all right, what would you say about hubs?
You'll notice like the LAs, New York, Chicago's, even though they're bigger cities, there's going to be good comics. It's going to be bad comics. Young comics, comedy beef. It's all some of the same shit. It just depends on where you at. And a lot of times, like the bigger cities, you know these people, and you just be like, damn, they just as fucked up as Dayton.
yeah.
Yeah, facts.
Or more fucked up than Columbus.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
It's 20
Yeah.
Yeah, we doing it. We doing it.
2024, he did it too.
Yeah, we doing it.
One rookie comic of the year in Columbus.
In a city I don't even live in.
Yeah.
But go on.
Yeah, you ain't even from there and you won it. Yeah.
I
Way
love
to represent, boo.
Hey, she repped Dayton on the pod on To Kill Tony.
Yeah.
And they even
Yeah.
they were shitting all over Dayton,
They
and she still
were.
stood on it. She still was like, "Hey, I want to stay there
Hey,
for a few
Dayton
more years."
is very hot in comedy right now. Cat Williams rep Dayton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will
Dave
say.
Chappelle's club's getting open too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
I'm
you're
so
not wrong.
excited.
What
for
would
that.
you say? What would
Out of all the places, I love the Columbus comedy scene, but of all the places I've done comedy in Ohio, the Dayton comedy scene is my favorite because it's the most, I feel like you can say whatever you want here a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the most free. I don't feel as restricted. Sometimes I love Columbus, but sometimes I feel a little restricted there.
This is
Say
a place
it.
that's always
Say
been,
it. Get
it's
it out
always
of
been
your
open
Say-
for art.
I
What'd you say, Johnny?
They always crying.
Well, even back when the music's heyday was here, this is a place that's always been real open to art and people supporting the local arts too. So it's like
Yeah.
it's actually a really artistic community, even though it's a smaller big city.
In
Yeah.
Dayton, we like to see people from here win, but it's like support wise, like until we here be thinking you're on doing something, it's like they gonna kind of be like, oh, you're doing that over there, cool. But as soon as it
Yeah.
seems like you got heat, everybody's like, yeah, hometown
Yeah.
hero, they're doing
Yeah.
it. They're,
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you
yeah.
coming back from
Yeah.
Kill Tony, you probably felt that a lot because you know that
Yeah.
blue,
Yeah.
and then you come back and they're, oh, yo, you want to do
That's
this? You wanna-"
Leyla.
But meanwhile, you know who gave her a 5-man guest spot on one of the best shows in the Midwest? And got
Comedy for the people.
and got her almost 1 million views on the Instagram
Comedy
page.
for the
this man
people.
right here. Before it killed.
introduced-
Support when people are on the come up, y'all.
Jerrel Beamon introduced her to all the weirdos.
That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
and I filmed
I
it.
made Leyla Ingalls.
I filmed that, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, he felt, yeah,
It's
Johnny Woods.
Jarrell right here. Come on.
Yeah, right. Hit that racial fist bump. There we
How
go.
many crazy
That was the
shit
white
you
and
get
black
off of
fist.
that video?
You
Off
talking
of that
about
reel.
the comedy
Off-
for the people or the
Yeah.
Kill Tony?
No, the comedy for the people. That's what really jumped you up there.
You did
right?
get
Yeah.
4K from like 300 to 4K. Yeah, it was weird people.
Arguably my most controversial joke.
Yeah.
That was some people were telling me, well, if you dress like that, you're gonna get raped and stuff like that. And I was like, fuck.
Jesus.
What?
Well,
Yeah,
what did that
there
hit?
was
A
some-
million on Instagram?
It's
million?
almost a million.
This
I think
is-
it's like 900K.
Well, Ray and Jerrel, you probably don't know this, but I messaged Leyla in private because I was just scrolling through YouTube and I saw a page that had posted her clip from Kill Tony a couple days later.
Yeah.
One of them was like 10 million. One of them was like 4 million. One of them was 7 million. So like this was like a day or two after the interview. I don't know what they're at now, but like other people. That's why I was telling her and you guys also like you gotta post your own shit. Like you gotta be able to like screen capture that and get that on your own Instagram or your own.
Think about it. That
you
throwaway
did.
page that put that out wasn't even associated with Kill Tony in no way. They just
Yes,
refurbished
you're
their
right.
shit and your appearance to get a
Yeah.
bunch of views. One of those fucking loser ass accounts scrolled through all of the Kill Tony episodes and found your shit from your first time.
You want me to try
Yeah,
to
I
find
know.
it? Well, I
And
can't. I
then-
don't have my
Remix that.
phone.
And they were like, one of the captions on YouTube was, she roasts her husband's small dick. And I was like,
What?
I've never been married.
She's like,
was-
where is this
Wow.
coming from?
Yeah, it was wild.
Bots, bully bots.
So, how do you feel about some people? Especially, I read the comments. I noticed this. How much? First of all, how much time we got left on part one?
like 8 or 9 minutes.
Okay, that's what my-
let's say like 7 and a
That's what
half
my
to be
thing's
safe.
kind of saying. We're close.
Yeah.
To that. So like, I'll see in your comments a lot of like people will think like the act is just it's real. Like they think
Yeah.
it's all real. Even the one skit me and you shot where you were like my like dumb white girlfriend, the skit and everything. Go on my Instagram, you can check it out. It says 16,000 views. But anyway,
Shameless.
You know I had to plug.
You doing shit this year.
2024.
2024.
shit.
I like it, dude. Brag.
But yeah,
King.
anyway, those comments. Look, some of your little. Look, I know your supporters or whatever, but look, I'm
Yeah,
calling
right,
it how it is. I'm
you're
keeping it real. Some of these fucking weirdos went in my DMs like, "Yo, so you got that cuff, bro? Because if you do that, I guess that means I don't got shot no more, man.
Oh
I
my
can't
God.
compete with a black guy.
It's,
What the?
it's almost like
Holy shit.
these comments are like parallel to the comments that you would see in like porn.
Yeah.
He actually kind of. You probably never read. You look like a decent person. You probably never read a porn comment section, but you'll be reading it like, oh my
I've never
God.
read a porn comment
Oh,
section.
they're the most wild.
As a comedian, I feel inclined and obliged to do that.
Oh,
'cause I need to know
shit.
what people are thinking.
Because you know, now
Yeah.
you leaving a comment, nigga. That's what. But
Dude,
No,
there'll be a-
I'm not leaving
Dude.
the comment.
That's like an interesting thing. I've never even thought to look at the comments.
You should check
Oh,
it
I
out.
love reading people's
I'm about
comments.
to go check it
well,
out.
the best with those comments is someone will leave a comment from like 3 years ago, like, "Hey, what's the girl's name?" And then someone will reply like last year, like, "Oh, Ava Adams," and it's like, "What?" It's
year
been
later?
2 years.
Yes.
Why would you? Why? And then that dude will respond like, "Oh, does she got anything else?" And it'll just be months and gaps. It's
Damn.
the funniest. You should go.
That's
in it.
what I'm gonna do tonight. I know what I'm doing tonight.
The worst one that I found, I have a bit about this that I do on stage, but I was reading the comments and it said that this girl had died, and like 10 people under it were like R.I.P. 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 And I looked it up and she did die.
Yeah. No, that'll happen
Oh,
when they're
damn.
dead, and then you'll hear this
She
one
wasn't
chick.
that old, but it
I was
just-
watching. Her name was like Laura something, and it turns out her boyfriend like shot her.
Yeah.
She died. And then someone in the comments was like, "Shit, she probably shot her after." He probably shot her after he saw this video.
Oh my
I was like,
God.
damn,
Shit.
damn. But you're
Damn.
right. That was a great observation. Her comments will be close
Yeah.
to those weird, and they're weird, bro, because they were in my
Yeah.
DMs being weird. And it's like, why do you feel like with a lot of the, because comics will get weirdos like, "Hey man, is that
Yeah.
real?" Just because they're interested. But I see in terms of social media, and even real life female comics, a lot of times people are always thinking, especially they talk about anything sexual. Like there's a group of people at shows that are like, maybe a few think you're actually pissing on people, but most
Yeah.
people with that piss fit, it's like, oh, that's a bit. He's wild.
Yeah.
They're not thinking you're a weird freak and
Had
a
me
damn,
fooled.
BDSM piss dude.
I
Her
guess-
though, she does anything even close sexually, it makes a dude think like, shit.
because
She's talking about this. They'll even
Right.
associate the non-sexual bits, like her any, meeny, miny, mo gas joke. Like, shit, she's that done with
Yeah,
her gas.
'cause
She
they-
might let me fuck. It's like,
to me, it's like you look at her and you don't expect that to come out of her mouth when you see her on stage. So,
yeah, because she's
Yeah.
innocent
Yeah.
looking, but it's like,
and
bro,
then it
we
comes
thinking
out,
it's
and
real?
there's some guy that's just stuck on that. Like, ooh,
You should have seen
Yeah.
I got the funniest DM. I got a picture of a guy. I
he sent you a picture.
yeah, I get a lot of pictures. Unsolicited dick pics. I get dick pics that look like mugshots. One from the front, one from the
damn.
side.
99% of her 40,000 fan base is dudes,
Wow.
man. And then some of them, yeah.
I mean, if they think I'm hot, that's great. I just hope they also think I'm funny.
But they just sending random.
Talk about it, Layla. Finish
Tell
up
him,
in
yeah,
that
tell
picture,
him.
bro.
Time we
Is
get.
it
Okay,
the
okay.
comedy for the people? The
But-
night that you showed him and I, is it that picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, say it.
The
Oh,
funniest picture I've gotten so far was a guy. He didn't say anything. He just sent a picture, and it's this chubby white guy, and he was standing there with a hard dick that was small, and then in his back was, the toilet scraper that you like clean
Toilet
your toilet.
brush.
The brush, yeah.
Yeah, he had the handle end up his ass, and he had a toilet brush coming out his butt.
Yep.
It was.
Yep.
Can y'all get me on this? Can you see
He
me?
was like, this what will do it. This what will get her.
I know. I should have sent back
She's-
like, oh my
she's gonna
god,
put
He
her
stuck,
bean to
he
this.
stuck a toilet brush in his ass
and sent it to me.
and had an erection.
Yeah.
It was a semi.
It was
still
a
debate.
yeah, it wasn't.
I think.
Well, I'm not going to judge the
I
man
think-
It
by
was a
his
semi.
size.
It was leaning like this. That's a semi if it leans.
I
So
think
continue.
that's as hard as that guy can get.
Wow.
He's not. Man, you know why he's not hard? Because he has a goddamn toilet
Yeah,
brush
he's so
up his
uncomfortable.
butt,
He's
bruh.
so uncomfortable.
So how can you even get comfortable and in the zone? He must have thought
Yeah, I
that's
know.
what you were into.
He was probably like, "Oh, she likes funny shit. This is funny."
He was probably in the middle of cleaning and then she texted him.
I've never once been that desperate for some ass, bro.
I blocked him.
No.
I saw it, laughed, screenshotted it,
It could
and
be
blocked
Halle
him.
Berry, Rihanna. They was like, hey, to get this ass, you need to put
But
a
he
toilet
don't
brush.
even know you
I was-
at all.
You could have made a
I
fun
know.
game out of it. You could have
You
like
could've-
Oh,
see
you
how
can get
much
these
stuff you
guys
could
doing
get up
whatever.
there before you
Wow.
before
Yeah,
you
that's a
block
good
him.
point.
You can get them doing this is material. They're just writing for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be
that's
like, "Ooh, try the
So let me ask
plunger
you,
next."
with
Yeah,
all that,
dude, you should talk
have
about
you-
this on stage.
Oh no, what
Have
did
you
you guys
ever
You're right.
have you ever
You're
had
right.
tried to work clean with this?
Clean material.
Then you
Yeah.
do the breast cancer show, wasn't that?
Yeah, there
Clean.
was only one time I was told I had to be clean, but then we got there, and then Deontay wasn't even being completely clean, so I felt
Shout
like,
out Deontay Allen.
I think
yeah,
I was at
Deontay.
that show. I think I was there that night.
yeah. So then I was prepared with clean material, but see, the thing is, I feel like when I try to be clean, it's just not as good. Like it just has to come naturally.
And look, we could look before you even go into that. You're overthinking, man. Cause your old material you have now. When it comes to the pussy or dick stuff, no, you can't really clean that up.
Yeah.
You can't. But just basic stuff you can do. It clean, especially clubs. Club clean is not even what you would consider actually clean.
Yeah.
Like, you don't overthink it thinking you got to have a whole new fucking shit.
Nah.
Yeah, and as time goes on and I'm getting used to like writing jokes more often, I'm finding it easier and easier to make jokes about things that aren't sexual.
Right.
So I feel like it's something that comes naturally with time a little bit, at least for
And
me.
this would just kind of end up being just a section of your act. at
Yeah,
some point,
yeah.
As opposed to
Yeah,
this is the POV of everything.
Yep.
yeah, because at the end of the day, I only want to write jokes about things that actually make me giggle. And so
Right.
it's like if I'm sitting there trying to write a clean joke about something I don't even really think is funny, it's not going to work. But if something's clean and it makes me laugh, then I feel like I
There
can make
you
it
go.
into a joke.
All right. So that's going to be the last little thing on part 1. We about to cut over to a video of Faison Love with his shirt off. All right. Boom.